Hi all, we're back with another build video for the DO droid. This one's going to be just a little bit different. We're not going to be going through any kind of a step-by-step. There's going to be a lot of fast motion here because I want to get to the test drive of DO, which is going to be toward the end of the video, and I will insert a timestamp if you want to skip all the fast forward of me wiring and making numerous DuPont connectors and soldering and all of that. To get the droid ready for its test drive, mostly it was a lot of wiring, although you see here there is a speed controller for the motors that needed to be installed, a Cytron controller, and that will work with the Arduinos and the radio to coordinate the spinning of the wheels and the speed of the motor. So very similar to what you would do with a radio control car. With the completion of the speed controller and its box assembly, we get to start putting the upper frame of DO together. And that's going to hold the speed controller, the Arduino, the radio control, and a lot of the wiring points as well. It's going to be a bit crowded in the top of this, where lots of wires need to be fit in so that they don't interfere with the gear mechanisms of the two wheels on each side. So once we get this all put together, there will be a lot of wire management and a lot to figure out. One part of the build that was a bit tedious was the completion of the main power loom. This contains a switch and then the heavier wiring for the batteries that require a lot more heat when you solder them, so it was a constant challenge between getting the connectors hot enough to get the wires well soldered and not melting the plastic part of the connector. So this was one of the kind of painful parts of the build, believe it or not. After getting the power loom installed and all connected up with the batteries and getting the switch mounted, it was time to start getting ready to put the radio control receiver in and getting all of the wiring associated with that. Now there's a lot of wiring that goes between the receiver and the Arduino that's going to be doing most of the control for the droid. We'll be using pulse width modulation for actually talking to the motor controller and coordinating the two drive motors. So this will drive in what they call a tank fashion. So you can imagine the two wheels on the side as being like tank treads, and it will control in very much the same way. Now it's just a matter of getting the final assembly done with the radio control, getting the accelerometer wired, getting all of the power connectors plugged in, and then he'll be ready to test out. Now this is not a completed DO. We don't have all the cosmetic parts, we don't have the head and the head box and all of that attached, but this is really just to kind of get a proof of concept to see if he's going to be able to drive. So we're really finishing up and testing the wheel assembly. And one of the things that you'll see is the wheel assembly has to self-balance. So as it's on inclines or changes of elevation and the wheel tips, it has to be able to self-balance, or if you push on it, it needs to be able to recover. And you can see here, it's actually connected and turned on, and as I push it around, it is constantly trying to balance itself. So this is pretty important because when we get the head assembly on and we're driving him around, we don't want him tipping forward and backward wildly. And with the accelerometer that's in there, we can check its balance, and he can constantly correct his position. So that's what you see here. So far so good. It's actually working. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the tire on, and it will be time to find an expansive floor and try him out. And here we are, first test of DO, and we can see that his drive control is working very well. It's pretty accurate. I'm nowhere near hitting his maximum speed. I'm not even sure that I could control it if I just went flat out. So we're just taking him for a leisurely run around the kitchen floor. Well, there you have it, a successful test, and that's pretty much all I have for this video. Next time we're going to be attaching the head box and testing all that out, so stay tuned.